to Pocket Pod Animal Crossing. 157's got some cheese. Leash caught 4 swarms of bees. There's Joey, Bowie, Roar, and Leash.
Buzz, buzz.
Cheese.
Cheese, buzz, buzz.
Who's got the bees? We've got the bees. We've got the bees and knees.
There's the bee's knees. Yeah.
The bees knees.
Hand waggle, hand waggle. Welcome, guys. Are we out of the song? Yes.
Oh, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're generally
almost
there.
It's
a
good
very
enough.
long song.
It's
Aggressive. Aggressively long.
It's only been like 120 episodes. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's
Pocket Camp should have made
That's
a
all
shorter
that it
song.
is.
Should have made a shorter
I
song.
am what I am, and that's all that I am. That's a punchline of the joke about sweet potatoes.
I am what I am.
I
That's
am.
true. It is.
I thought you were being Popeye.
You am what you are.
You yam what you are. You are what you eat. Oh man. So, we have new things to talk about, but I mean, do we want to get the little theme song in? I know that
Of course.
All right.
Ooh, nope.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
What's new?
What's new? New horizons. Something, something. What's new?
What's new?
Sail away.
But
You think I know this song by now, but I don't.
No,
It's
I
great.
loved
It's
your
perfect.
effort. A for effort. I just
Yeah.
laughed my way through it.
And it's appropriate that you were saying sail away because it's not exactly New Horizons for the first thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about what was
True.
in our song talking about 4 swarms of bees.
4
Leash.
swarms of bees.
What happened?
Lots of
How
bees.
this
My bees
happened?
are going crazy in a good way,
Okay.
but also in a bad way.
So, good way. They're
Good way
healthy
is that
and
they're
happy.
very healthy and happy.
good.
And both
That's
of my hives made it through the winter, which was great.
Ah, nice.
But then these queens are driving me nuts because they keep making babies. And then their hives get too big, and I keep giving them more space, but no, they don't like it. So when a hive gets too big, the queen bee will emit some pheromones, as we all know that's the correct word.
Pheromones. That's right.
Pheromones.
Sometimes known as pheromones, but also
No.
known as pheromones.
No, you guys
I
learned it
will
as
forever
pheromones.
call them
It's only
pheromones.
pheromones. Yeah.
And the worker bees will make some queen cells, and they'll make another queen. And then once the queen emerges, the old queen, typically it's the old queen, will peace out with a bunch of the bees to make room for the hive, as well as create a whole new colony somewhere else. So they're
Right.
like sending the DNA elsewhere,
Yes. Their successful
great.
DNA moving out to a new
and they're
hive.
starting a new life together.
Yeah.
So that's great for bees.
Yes.
Less great for beekeepers, especially when
Sure.
you have neighbors, although my neighbors are fantastic.
That's so sweet.
The first 4 swarms, all swarms were on my property, which was great.
Oh, that is
That
great.
made me very happy. I knew it was going to happen. So the first one I didn't expect to happen, and it was not a great experience. And then that was like 3 weeks ago. And then 2 weeks ago, it was like clockwork. I thought that another hive was going to swarm, so I actually split that one up. I took all of the frames that had little queen cells. So the queen cells for bees look a lot different than like a normal worker bee or a drone cell. They're much longer. They look like peanuts. They're about 1 inch long. So they're obvious when you see one. You're like, oh God, oh crap.
They're doing it.
They're gonna, something bad's happening. And if you see like one, then it may be just like in a successor, like they're gonna make a new queen because the old one's getting kind of like she's run out of eggs or something happening. But when you see a lot, it means that they're about to swarm. So I was checking the hive and I saw probably a dozen queen cells. And I was like, oh, farts. This
Holy
is
cow,
not
yeah.
good.
Someone's getting restless. Colony's
So-
getting restless.
I split that hive up. I gave them extra space. Thought things were great. And I think that hive has actually been much better. But then the other hive has been just really annoying me because they had they had a swarm this past weekend. They had a swarm on Tuesday.
Oh my
And they
gosh.
had a swarm today.
Oh no! Too many swarmings.
I know.
Too
I'm like,
many.
how many bees do you have? Like this is too many bees. And I'm running out of equipment and space for all of these bees. This last swarm actually made it to my neighbor's yard. Who was super cool about it. They're like, hey,
so
just
good.
come on over whenever you need to.
Oh, the best.
So by the time I'd come over, so they swarmed around like 12:30, I think. And I came over around 3:00 because I couldn't get out because I have a job and
Sure.
work and stuff. And like, it's hard to, when you have meetings and stuff. So I couldn't get out there. And by the time I got out there, they had left, which was great. And then I got a text message from like my group of neighbors, and they're like, "Hey, there's a swarm of bees on my very tall tree." And at the time, I didn't realize that it was the same as my swarm because it was farther down, and I've never seen them go that far down. And I didn't know that my swarm that I was planning on picking up had left. So I was
Wow.
like, oh, it's
Gotcha.
surely not my hive because my hive just swarmed here. There's no way that there's two hives and that one's too far away. So I was like, it could be my hive, but I don't think it's my hive. So they ended up calling the Beekeeping Association, which is great because I wouldn't have been able to get
Get
them.
the tall tree.
They were like, it was like 15 feet up. And it was
wow.
on a very thick branch. So I think they ended up cutting the branch down. I'm not really
wow.
sure what happened, but I'm glad it was not me who had to do that.
Yeah.
What do they do with the swarm when the Beekeeper Association comes to get them? Where do they go?
They go to a beekeeper.
Okay, so they don't go back to you. They went to someone else. Mm-hmm. And you're happy
Unless
with
you
that.
want to keep them.
You're happy with that because you don't have the space for them.
I didn't tell them that it was probably my hive at that point. I was just like, well, the beekeeper's going to take it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Someone's
yeah.
going to have it. So
Right. Sure.
I think if I offered up that information, I would have talked to like the beekeepers and been like, hey, I think it's mine. But I actually don't have room for it. So
Sure.
I'm glad that this other beekeeper wanted it, was able to get it.
Yeah.
It was great for all parties.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so now I have six hives working right now.
Wow.
3 of them I haven't seen brood yet, but that's not uncommon for new queens who
Sure.
need
Takes
to
some
have their
time.
maiden flight, and then they
Yeah.
have to like lay the eggs, and then you have to see them stuff. And I've never, I don't know if it's my eyesight, but I've never been able to see like bee eggs in the frames.
I don't think I had
without like
either when I
seeing like
helped.
microscopic. I don't know.
Those times. I don't know. They're very tiny. Maybe the lighting. Maybe you don't have trees above you. If you have direct sun, maybe they're
Maybe.
easier to see. But
Yeah.
the bees are happy under trees, so it's like.
Yeah.
Oh,
dappled
and-
sunlight.
And when you collect the swarm bees, they're generally nice and happy. Correct? They're not like
They're very well. They're not. I wouldn't call bees happy and
Well,
ever, but they were very
compared-
docile.
sure. There you go.
They were not
the
aggressive.
the first hive that I got actually like had a little trouble getting off the ground. Like they were like kind of in the middle of a tree, like a bush, and it was hard for me to get at.
Oh, gotcha.
And that was like 3 weeks ago, and I checked on them like last weekend, and they were like not doing so well. Like
oh,
weren't a lot of bees
gotcha.
in there, and I couldn't find the queen, and there's only like 3 frames of bees that I could see. So I was like, don't think that you guys have a queen. I may not have got her, or something could have happened to her. I don't know. It's not uncommon. So I ended up actually taking another swarm that I found that I actually did see the queen in, and I knew that she existed. And I stacked her on top of the other hive with a piece of newspaper in between it that they could chew out, so they
safe.
could start smelling her pheromones
Oh,
and
slow
realize that she's
introduction.
not in. Yeah, so they wouldn't ball her because
Yes.
if
Ooh.
bees don't like the queen, they will ball her and suffocate her and kill her.
They gather around in
great.
a ball around the queen that they are not familiar with because they think she's an enemy, and they smother her.
Yeah.
That's their way of
Yeah. So I don't want that
taking
to
care of it.
happen. So
Yes, so
I'm going to check them this
slow and
weekend,
sure.
and I think that they'll be okay. But
Yay.
because that new hive was doing really well and creating frames of wax and doing their thing. So
Yeah.
we'll
Bee
see.
things. That's exciting. I hope it
I
works
need,
out.
I
You'll have
need
to
all my
listen to
hives to do their stuff, and then maybe I can offload some of them if they're all super productive, or maybe I can combine some that aren't doing so well. They can join forces.
Yay.
Go back to where they came from, which was the original hive that they all split from, and put them back. You go back.
It's so exciting. I mean, I hope it's amazing that you're able to collect the ones back that you did.
They are annoying me though. I really want them to stop swarming because it makes me look. I don't know if it makes me look bad, but the alternative is that you can like basically like kill the swarm cells, like you just destroy them
pinch
before.
this. Yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't stop the urge for them to swarm. It just like delays it and makes them like anxious. So
no.
I don't know. I don't know what to do except make more splits. But then I don't know. I guess maybe I should have done more splits, but it's hard to tell if they're actually going to swarm or if they just completed a swarm. Like, how do I know that these are not old queens and not new queens?
That's it's so hard. That's like it's the complicated situation that beekeepers face.
I'm still learning. I've been doing this for 8 years, and every year there's 7 years. 7 years. Every year there's something new that is adventurous and confusing about beekeeping.
When you look up things online, everybody's got a different opinion on them.
Of course. Of course.
But that was very enlightening. I'm happy to hear that your bees are, at least they're thriving so much that
I know. I'm also happy that I didn't have to buy bees this year.
There you go.
All right.
So
That's
that's
bonus.
plus.
Yeah, I remember you had
I
all
just
that-
had to buy a ton
all
of
that
equipment
process.
this year.
Yeah, because 6 hives, that's a big jump, right?
Yes. I didn't have like the bottoms and the tops for like a lot of them. Like I don't have any top. I had like middles. And then I had to buy more frames. It's like a whole
shebang.
Anyway, it's a good hobby.
exciting.
It's a good
Yeah.
hobby to have.
It's supporting our local flowers and vegetation.
Yes. And
Nice.
and I'm glad that they're doing this before like the honey flow so that I can still get honey. That would be
Yay.
great. If they can like populate the big hives, give me honey, and the little ones can grow and be happy.
Yay.
Do we know how the cicada situation affects bees? Have you heard anything about that? Because this year is the Cicada X brood
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
And-
imagine. It's not like they're competing for food sources.
They're just competing for space. My understanding is that the cicadas
skies
will just
will-
be everywhere. Will just cicada shells underfoot wherever you go, and they're on your door dying to mate. It's like a whole thing.
Maybe the bees will do better because their regular predators will be eating all the cicadas.
That's true.
Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah,
They're much bigger. Cicadas are much more
much
easy to
more
spot.
protein from a cicada. That's for
yeah.
sure.
Yum, yum,
Yeah.
yum, yum.
I'm fascinated by the whole cicada situation because I did not live down here 17 years ago the last
Same.
time Brood X was here. And I've heard stories about the last time Brood X visited us. And my brother's story was where his apartment was like covered, like the door. He would open the door and like the cicadas were just like covering the walls and the door.
Excited. This is going to be cool. I hope it's exciting. I'm interested. I
Wait,
remember the last
do
time.
you remember, Rar? What it was like?
When I was, because I was living 17, I was not
It was 2004.
here in this area. I was in either Pennsylvania. Wait, no, I was in Maryland at that. I'm sorry, we're in Maryland. I was up north.
Brood X
North
is
Maryland.
like, south and mid Atlantic, I think,
It's like-
right? Yeah.
It was like, yeah. So it was like I was in the area, but we didn't have a huge amount of cicadas where I was living. So
Okay.
I don't know if there will be more here in the area closer to DC. Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
everything I heard it was like the DC area specifically because we never had like a big brood where I grew up. It was always just cicadas every year, just a little bit at a
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
We never had
Saturn.
like what this just sounds like a jungle of cicadas the way people are
I'm
describing
just
it.
going to be walking and it's just me crunching
You'll just be
underfoot.
crunching. Yeah. The streets are paved in cicadas. Like it's
I'm
just-
excited. I think I might have seen some holes from cicadas in my yard.
I've
from
seen
ones that have
definitely
emerged.
posts of emerge. It's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is-
Fascinating.
so it is
For
cool.
sure.
I mean, it's great for animals in the area because everybody's going to eat all the cicadas. They're going to love it. That's great. I mean, and by everybody, I mean all the birds and
Yeah, I was gonna
mammals.
say,
and-
my friends with dogs are all worried they're gonna like barf up cicadas all over the
oh,
place.
I don't know. I don't know if it would make them sick.
I don't know.
Would it tickle their tongues?
If it's just the shells, I don't know. It's probably just a crunchy little
Would
treat.
raccoons eat them? I feel
Yeah.
like raccoons would eat them.
Oh
right?
yeah, raccoons are super opportunistic.
I bet
I'm
the
sure
deer
they'd
in the
eat 'em.
neighborhood will be happy.
I don't know if
Wait,
deer
did
would
deer
eat.
eat
That's a good question. I
animal
think deer.
insects?
I don't know if
I
they
don't
eat
know, actually.
insects. I'm curious. Do
Huh.
deer eat insects? I don't know. I had never thought of it as omnivorous.
What about
or-
fox?
I
Would
feel
fox?
foxes would.
Fox
I feel
will
like
eat
a lot of
whatever,
animals are
yeah.
very opportunistic and they
Yeah.
would just like nom on
Definitely the raccoons. I think we could all agree
Yeah,
that
raccoons
raccoons would be
100%.
involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
tasty treats
And burbs.
baby.
Lots of burbs.
Oh yeah, birds will love it. Man, birds are good eaters of stuff. So much insect chatter. I love it. I wish there were some new insects we could talk about in Animal Crossing. But we do have
Yeah, Animal
other
Crossing. That would have been a
stuff.
great segue.
That would have been a great.
Yeah, I
segue.
know.
But no. Hey, no. You know what? Speaking of raccoons,
Oh,
Oh, nice.
wow, Mr. Tom Nook. If you want to order from his catalog, you can get a few new items. And we're talking about seasonally appropriate Children's Day items is one thing that's available.
yeah, the fishy
Right
flags.
now.
The fishy flags.
Yes, those
Fish
carp
flags.
banners are so
Carp
beautiful.
banner. Yes.
Well, I don't know.
I think you're right. I
fishes-
think it's the carp something, and I call it the fishy flags.
they're fishy flags. It's because that's 100% what they look like, and they are fishy flags. And
Carp
they're really
banner.
beautiful. Carp banners. And also a paper, what is the newsprint hat?
Newsprint helmet.
Oh,
Helmet.
the
Oh,
news,
I'm sorry.
helmet.
the
Helmet.
newsprint helmet is so
obviously.
cute. So, Sarah, what's the history of that? Because I've heard there's like it goes all the way back to early games.
Oh, really?
was like- it was like a rare
I
item.
do not remember.
so
Oh,
people
really?
are yeah.
If it was a rare, maybe it's a rare item I never had. I'm not familiar with the paper helmet, the newsprint helmet. I don't recall ever having it before.
I think
So maybe
yeah.
it's something.
I forgot what I read, but they called it something else. But like apparently, like the I don't know the long term game players seem very excited about this
Oh,
helmet
well,
hat.
they must be.
It was
They're
called something
more than-
different, but it looks the same.
Something different hat. I don't remember.
Something
I don't
different, but
remember.
it looks the
something
same.
different hat.
The something different hat. I'm curious about something different hat, so I'm going to have to do some research on that at a later date.
I wish I had brought more than I think I read that somewhere to the conversation.
I like that you trusted me that I knew so much about the old
I
games.
did.
Surely I would know this. I'm like,
did. I was depending on you, Sarah. I'm very sorry to put you on the spot.
it's okay. I'm sorry I didn't know, but I will have to do some research and learn what else it was.
Sweet.
I mean, it's really cute. It looks like it's like a classic origami style hat. That's
It's
like
adorable.
I'm sure we've all made those at some point in our journeys as youths.
Never made
I did on
anything that
Hat Day
elaborate.
when I didn't have a hat.
Aw,
See, there we go. Very sweet.
I was very creative.
that's crafty. I love it.
That is very crafty. Delightful. So we have some other holidays that are getting some
kinds of
stuff to come up in the future. And I think, what do we have? It's I know the big one that is near and dear to Pocket Pod's heart. It's cheese adjacent or cheese related directly.
Cheese.
You mean Fromage Crossing?
Oh yeah, from our other
Pocket
podcast,
Cheese Fromage Crossing.
Yes, Pocket Cheese Fromage Crossing. Obviously, you can watch the video episode we did. I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
It was two April Fool's Days ago.
April Fool. That seems unrelated to Pocket.
No, it was
Cheese
we
Fromage
just liked eating cheese in April. I don't know. There's nothing
That's true.
related.
It's a great month.
Eating
for
cheese in April.
But yeah, so in game, there's going to be. I wasn't. I mean, we can't order it yet. It's not available
Yeah,
in
not
game
quite
just yet. But I saw it looks like it's like a wheel of cheese that's like covered in. Is it like wrapped in like paper or like wood pieces?
I
Like
don't
a
quite know
classic.
what it's wrapped in, but it has like a little blue and a red ribbon across the top.
And supposedly it's in honor of cheese rolling.
Are you familiar with cheese rolling? The
I
event?
am, because I have looked it up before in the past when I learned about
Yeah.
it through way back when listening to the Ricky Gervais podcast. And Stephen Merchant was talking about someone saying, I think it was like making fun of people from the countryside and calling him a cheese roller.
Yeah,
And
it's
so I was like,
it's
what is
it's Scottish, right? It's a
is it Scottish? I think it's just like English countryside.
okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Scottish specifically, but
but
I saw
it
it on
might
like
be
Amazing
too.
Race. They actually
Yeah.
did it on Amazing Race a few years ago. By a
But
few, I mean like 12 years ago.
So a few years ago, in the grand scheme of things, that's like a bat of an eye. But the whole thing about cheese roller is that it's an event that is kind of like a fun, very dangerous event where they roll a wheel of cheese down the hill.
It's no
And people
joke. It's a steep
fling
hill.
themselves down the hill to try to chase it and catch the cheese.
Why?
Or to be the
It's tradition, Leash.
because
You have to
fun.
beat the cheese down the hill, I think, or something, right? Or you're trying to catch the cheese. I can't remember
I
what
would-
the goal
That's a
is.
good question. I thought it was to be the first person to get to the cheese because I can't imagine you can actually beat the cheese going down the hill, but maybe.
Beat the cheese.
With the cheese roller. It's just such an amazing tradition.
I'm just
appreciate.
looking this up. I just want to know that, like, the
Yeah,
quick,
tell us. So
the
perhaps
quick
you can learn some
Wikipedia.
more stuff about cheese rolling.
Wikipedia, if you will.
Wikipedia, brought to you by Wikipedia.
Cooper's Hill cheese rolling. Is this the right thing?
Cheese rolling.
The first evidence of cheese rolling was found in Gloucestertown in 1826.
1826. So this is a great old tradition.
Yeah, they use a double. I'm saying Gloucester, and every British person's going to be like, "I think you mean Gloucester." Yep.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I bet Joelle knows because I feel like
I do know.
What was the difference that you said?
I said Gloucester, which means I know some of the pronunciation, but I didn't know the whole thing because I could have said Gloucester or Gloucester.
Right. Gloucester. Gloucestershire.
I knew part of it, but it's Gloucester. Yes. It's a 7 to 9 pound hard cheese. It says traditionally made in a circular shape. I would hope so if you're rolling it.
If you're gonna roll it.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything specific. Oh, there's a whole section about injuries, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah. It seems very unsafe.
No one's gonna stop us doing it. They say it's not official. We strongly believe in it. We're running with cheese today. That's a quote. Like from the 2011 winner.
Amazing. Oh, good job. I like that they got the winner's quote. They survived, clearly. That's good. Yeah, I'm guessing it's not like the running of the bulls as it is, but it is down a steep hill.
Cheese is protected by a wooden casing.
Wooden casing. Okay, so that makes sense.
That way you can actually eat the cheese when it's all done. So otherwise you'll have beaten up cheese and like the plastic will come off and it's going to be covered in grass and mud and people's
delicious
feet.
So the question is the prize for the winner of the cheese rolling event, do they get to keep the cheese wheel?
Okay, I'm just gonna read this because if I try to skim it, I'm not gonna get it all. From the top of the hill, a 7 to 9 pound round of double Gloucester cheese is sent rolling down the hill, which is the length of 200 yards. Competitors then start racing down the hill after the cheese. The first person over the finish line at the bottom of the hill wins the cheese.
Oh,
the competitors are aiming to catch the cheese. However, it has around 1 second head start, and you can reach speeds up to 70 miles per hour.
Whoa.
Whereas clearly humans cannot.
70 miles per hour.
Enough
fast.
To knock over and injure a spectator.
Oh my gosh!
In 2013, a foam replica replaced the cheese for reasons of safety. The winner was given the prize of an actual cheese at the end of the competition.
That sounds like the perfect compromise.
Oh,
we no longer roll the heavy cheese wheel down the hill, but you still get the delicious cheese wheel as your prize. Amazing.
I love it. I'm glad I read the whole thing. I'm obsessed with this. I've seen various things in pop culture over the last 12 years, like that randomly have like cheese rolling in it. And I'm like,
yes,
this just needs to be like a bigger deal. People need to know about cheese rolling. It's hilarious. It's dangerous. It's right up there with like some of the best winter sports. It's great.
Like curling.
Curling is hardly dangerous.
You don't know that.
I mean, there's ice involved, and there's
has anyone died curling?
There's brooms and whatnot, but the
stones.
stones only move so fast. I suppose you could like hurt your back playing, maybe like stub a finger playing. It's kind of it.
Could land on your coccyx.
Could certainly slip and hurt parts of your body. That's fair.
Yeah.
Fine.
But
I'm talking about like downhill,
That's true.
moguls.
Yeah, the mogul. You're talking about skiing with moguls.
Are they called moguls? Because I'm like, wait, moguls is like a rich person, right?
No. Oh, that's interesting. Is that a homonym?
I don't know.
Because when you said moguls, I think that is the correct word. That's little.
It's where they go the little tiny bumps and they go down the hill with the bumps and the bumps and the bumps.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure that is moguls.
I think it's moguls.
I think you're right. Joelle, you know what? I trust that you would say the correct word because if anybody knows Winter Olympics, it's my friend Joelle. She knows Winter Olympics.
It's true.
I used to track spreadsheets about the Winter Olympics when I was a kid. Such a nerd.
Speaking of Olympics, could cheese rolling ever be added to the summer?
That's what I'm saying. It really should be. It seems dangerous. It seems fun, and there's cheese involved, which is great for everybody.
Perhaps they could start with adding it to the X Games.
Yeah. Okay.
Do the X Games still happen?
I have absolutely no idea.
I don't know either.
I know nothing about the X Games. Ask me about the Olympics. I do nothing about the X Games.
There you go. Fair enough. That's okay. It was outside of your expertise, and I didn't mean to assume that you knew about all like sporting events.
Put me on the spot.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, but I like it. So now you can have that memory of a cheese wheel, cheese roller. So it should be orderable sometime from Tom Nook's catalog eventually.
Get your encased wheel of Gloucester cheese.
Yeah. Now I kind of want to try some Gloucester cheese.
I want
guess
to go
that
find
sounds
some
like
double
a
Gloucester cheese right now.
double
Gonna have to
Gloucester.
take care
Is
of
it like
that
a
soon.
Double
mild,
Gloucester.
tasty cheese?
It just sounds like a really creamy something.
Yum.
Yeah.
Really, there's no.
Should we do an episode 48 of the Fromage Crossing one day?
I feel like it needs to happen.
Yes. It's been on hold for far too long.
Fans are clamoring.
So before we move on
Hosts
from
are
this
clamoring.
from this first screenshot where there was
Oh,
both
yes.
the cheese wheel and the fish
Oh.
flags.
Let me pull up some screenshot
Yeah.
action.
So there's a very important little thing in the fish flags picture that was
Ooh.
originally posted that
Okay.
caused a lot of just pondering, and people were doing some research to try to figure out who the heck's house is that? Whose house is that? Because apparently our expert friends all over the internet recognize that house was not in the inventory of villager houses that are
It's
available.
not Toby's house, is it?
No, it is not. They confirmed it is
Ooh.
not an existing villager's house.
That is a
So-
big deal.
So it gets more interesting.
okay, give me
The next
Tell me about
thing,
it.
someone pulled up a picture of a certain Wolf Link house from old version, from like New
Yeah.
Leaf.
Okay.
And the colors are very, very similar.
So maybe we're speculating they might activate the Zelda amiibo.
So Nintendo has backtracked and said this was a mistake. This was just like just a test house, and it wasn't supposed to be in the
Oh.
graphic, and the person didn't know. I think we all know what's really happening. This is going to come at some point. They're just not prepared to release it anytime soon.
Oh my
But this is
gosh.
clearly Wolf Link's house, because if you look
That
at the pictures and
is
you look at this,
exciting.
you're like, oh, that's the same freaking house.
That's
And
great, exciting news.
I shared that with our friend Lo, who loves Wolf Link, and Lo
Yay.
immediately looked at that and knew whose house that should
Oh,
be.
did she? Oh my goodness. Amazing.
So we can only
Wow.
hope our Zelda crossover friends will join us at some point in the
Yeah.
future.
Oh my gosh. I love little Medley
So
too. She's so
exciting.
cute. She's a burb, so obviously I love her. She's adorable.
Our friend Queen of All Geeks really loves Opana. Is that their name?
Epona.
Epona.
She's the horse.
That was close.
Yes. I knew exactly who you were talking about. You were there. It was just like a little elegant flourish on the name. I liked it.
But this whole thing with the house started when I get random YouTube things that are like, hey, whose house
you
is
might like
this?
this.
It's just like a video popped up, and I was like, why are we talking about a random house? This could be like anyone's house. This could be random
Yeah.
frog's house for all I know. I was like, well, I'm not going to look at this. I don't care whose house it is. It doesn't matter. And then I was on Twitter and I saw someone else post about it, like, whose house is this? And then it was Chewy. Chewy Plays Nintendo. I think that's his account. He had a whole post about how they
goodness.
looked into it. They figured it out. The mystery's been
Cracked the code.
solved. Yeah.
The investigation has been done.
And then the next day, Nintendo backtracked and was like, "No, don't be silly." So
why would they do that?
We'll see
Nintendo,
about
what are
that.
you doing?
Okay. They 100% knew what they were doing. Can we just talk
Yeah.
about that?
I know
They 100% knew about that.
it's a
That's
teaser,
not-
to get us
Yes.
really excited about the game.
Yes.
Everyone was talking about it for a full 24 hours. Who the heck's house is that?
Right?
That's that's not a no. It's not a mistake.
Yep.
That's so weird.
All mistakes
I
are
don't
great PR or bad PR. You have to decide.
I don't understand why they feel like they have to backpedal on it and pretend that it wasn't
They'd be
real.
like, "Yeah, you know what? That is Wolfling's house. We're sorry, it's not coming anytime soon." They could have just said that, right?
No, because
Yeah.
they want you guys to be surprised.
Yeah,
They
well.
wanna. They wanna.
Well, then we'll just be like, well, why did they
We
lie to
already
us and
knew.
say it wasn't?
It's
Yeah.
like now we're just disappointed, and then we won't even be surprised later.
It would have been good if they did winky face, right? If
Yeah,
they
like
winky
if
faced
they
it.
did a sarcastic response, or been like,
Yeah.
"Oops, don't look at that." Like that's all they had to say. Like they could have played it
Yeah.
up as a cute mistake, but
Could have made it cute. but
instead they
just-
changed the
Could have
graphic.
made it cute.
I downloaded this
They
image.
changed the graphic.
Yeah, they changed the graphic to one where the flag was inside the house instead. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, real
Well,
bummer.
maybe it was a mistake.
I mean, it was a mistake that they put it out there. It just shouldn't be a mistake that they have to cover up. They could just be like,
Yeah.
"Oops, our bad. Don't
Is it
look.
like they're not-
Don't look at this house. It's nothing. It's nothing, guys."
Are they not going to release it for years from now? I don't
I mean,
understand why they.
the fact that they backtrack means they're hoping people will forget in 3 years when they finally release it.
Oh, gross! 3 years. Come on, that's way
I
too
don't
far
know.
away.
Guessing. It took them a full year to give us Hello Kitty stuff. So maybe in a year we'll get the next set. I don't know.
Maybe they'll release the new villagers in packs along with amiibo cards
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Zelda characters. That'd be kind of fun to have special ones, or maybe they'll have more brand new characters by that time. I
That
mean,
would be.
who's to
Yeah, it
say?
would be nice if they had new villagers every so often too. That would be a thing.
Yeah,
That'd
like
be
Pocket
cool.
Camp would release new villagers because it only had a few villagers.
Yeah, yeah.
in
They
it.
just revealed 6 at a time. It took them 3 years to get only half of them out.
Yeah, they're still not done. They're still releasing. They're still coming out. Well, we have some more pictures to discuss about the
Yeah.
additional
The other ones
additional
are
things.
the other ones are quick because they're events we already knew
Yes.
about from last year.
Right, like Museum Day, which now we have the art museum as well.
Yeah.
So if you didn't participate in Museum Day last year, basically you can visit the different museums and or sections of the museum and get stamps
Yeah.
at different stations. Fill up your
Stamps.
stamp card and collect. If you do get all of them, you get a special prize for each
Yeah.
area.
And now there's a
So-
new prize
Yeah.
for the art museum. It's a different
Yes.
thing.
So
And
that
if you don't
would
know
be
what that is, I'm
fun.
not even going to say what it is. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, that's why we're just saying it's a prize.
It's a thing.
so
It's a
can
thing you
enjoy
get.
it. Yeah, it's a treat.
I did carry
Brilliant.
mine over from my last island. Like when I
Oh, you
migrated, I was
Yes.
like, oh, I'm gonna bring all my favorite items that I decorate with. So I brought that over.
Nice.
So
Now you'll have
I also only really need to go to the art museum. So.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, because if you do it multiple times, which you may, you will get the same prize
Over
each
and
time.
over. Which is why I only did it, I think, 2, maybe 3 times last year.
There you go.
Why
Yeah,
am
exactly.
Why am I still
To
doing
confirm.
this? I had to do that third time.
Fool
Was
me
the charm.
3 times.
Fully
Yes.
3 times. Shame on you. So, are there any other special surprises in that museum image, Joelle?
It looks like there's a different color for the little stamps. So if you want to do it all over again, you get a new colored set of stamps.
Oh, okay.
It looks the same. It looks exactly the same.
Womp, womp, womp.
But if you
Speaking of
want to
something-
fulfill your Nook Miles
oh yeah,
goals, you may as well at least do the event once. So.
sure, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's worth doing. Any event is at least
Sure.
worth trying once because maybe it'll be right up your alley.
And I
Speaking
think
of
when
it-
you go to those little sections, they have a little something to read about the section you're in. Like they make it a
Yeah.
little bit worth your while. It's supposed to be educational. It's museum week, right?
That's true, and it does change. So if you do multiple instances of that stamp collection, you will see different messages
Right.
at those
Different
stations.
parts
So-
of the area. Yeah.
although some will repeat if they are in the same area that you were before, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a luck of the draw what is generated.
Yeah.
But there is another thing that is a repeat event, which is the wedding season stuff. That's
Just about my
Joelle's
favorite.
favorite event.
So
I will-
excited.
I will
Wait, are they
say
getting
they
married
should-
again? And
No,
again?
so they renew their
it?
vows every year.
Oh,
It's the
great.
anniversary.
They wrote it in such a way so that they can repeat this every year. But
Oh,
it sounds
great.
like they're going to have more items available outside of the event. So you can do the event if you didn't get all the items last year, like me, if I really want to get all those items, which
Sure.
the ultimate item is this really beautiful giant white organ thing.
Mhm.
So if you finish the event, you get all this cool stuff. I found that out through other people because I did not finish the event.
Yeah, you're like, how did you get this?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, did you not do the thing? You're like, nope, sure didn't.
Sure did not. So I might actually do it this year just to completionist.
I know one thing I want to get this
yeah.
year is the bouquet wand, which I did not get last year, and that seems adorable.
That's another one of the ultimate items. Yeah, I don't know what's the ultimate item, but there's the
Oh.
top tier items, which I think is the
gotcha.
organ and the wand. I could be wrong about that. But then there's other stuff that's just going to be available for sale, in other parts of the island. I think Abel's will have some clothes for wedding stuff, and I think in the Nook
Oh.
shopping app you'll have some stuff as well.
Yeah, I think there was some lovely I don't remember if it was perhaps Japanese wedding gear, but a very beautiful white type kimono looking gown and a beautiful hat that has some folded flower artwork on top of it. It looks really pretty. The sunokakushi is what it looks like it's called.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking
Sunokakushi?
about. Yeah, there's there's
I'm
all the
reading it right here.
it's right in the
believe you.
screenshot. Sunokakushi.
I'm
Yeah.
not making it up.
And there's
but it looks really pretty.
And then in the app, you get things like the nuptial bell and the nuptial ring pillow and the nuptial door plate. So it's going to be lots of flowery white things.
Oh yes, the very fancy looking dainty things.
The
Yes, so to go
bell's
with
kind of
more
cool.
money.
It's just very pink rosy for me.
I wonder if it'll have a fun interacting bell sound. That might
That
be
could
fun
be
to have
cool.
a bell on your island,
That
like
could
having
be
the
cool.
gong but a bell
Ding
version.
dong.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Oh, it looks like the handmade crown and the handmade cape are coming back. So those are cute
Oh.
items for
You
Children's
know what else
Day
is
as well.
back?
Oh, that's
The Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's
That's
Tale.
true.
I
Episode
know, I
1
see
dropped
all
this
the
week.
ads on it.
You are not
So
wrong.
exciting.
So many.
Not wrong.
Oh, did we have the festival Zongzi last time and the
No,
Surichi
yeah.
Talk?
Surichi tea. Yeah, I think both of those are new as well. So yeah, lots of new items to look at in the app. It looks like a lot of these are June, so it's a month away.
We'll have to wait and see and learn how to pronounce those words because that looks exciting. And I'm sure I was like,
Titiak. It's
That
2
sounds-
T's, so I don't really know how to
looks
pronounce
Korean.
that. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know how to say it, but it's very cool. I like that they introduce us to all sorts of cool different cultural events.
And don't forget, you can like read details about all these items
that's
when you
right.
buy them. So if you don't know what the heck that it is for, you can find out.
Yes, you could learn from that, and then do more research elsewhere if you wish. Which
Yeah.
is fun.
So Sarah, there's one
Loads
more.
of stuffs.
There's one
There's
more.
one more?
screenshot. There's one more.
More stuff. Oh, that's right, for May Day, which is like that's happening right.
Is it the
Well-
same May Day?
It's happening on Saturday.
Oh, it's not started yet. Okay,
Is
so
it the
it's
same May
starting on
Day?
May
It's
1st?
not. There's a whole new maze.
A whole new May.
And I
wonder-
learned from Gigi that if you didn't do the maze last year, you get to do both mazes.
Oh, that's so cool.
At least
great news.
that's what she posted. So I hope it's true. You can't find out until May 1st. Like it's not unlocked yet. But
Is it like you can buy the tickets now, but you can't go there yet?
I haven't even done that.
Tickets on sale.
How do you get the tickets? Do you go to like Tom Nook or something, or do you have to go to Orville?
I don't remember how we got
Oh
the
my
tickets
gosh.
last time, and I didn't play yet today.
Hopefully, Isabel will tell us when we log in on May 1st.
She
That's
did,
all
and
I care about.
I think I got a notification when I started playing tonight, and I kept
Right,
living
she
my
did say
life.
something special because I logged in case we had to check anything, and I didn't play, but she did mention about the tickets. And I was like, oh, she's talking.
I
about
didn't play today. I played yesterday, so she wasn't talking about it yesterday.
Ah,
Well, that's cool. Anyway, there's a new new maze.
new maze. So new maze for whether you've played it before or haven't played it or have played it last year. There's a new maze for you this year.
It does
Hooray.
look. I will say it looks similar in concept, but it's a completely different maze.
And it's like hedge maze. There are holes that you
I'm
have to
excited.
like figure out how to get around.
You gotta navigate. Yeah,
Navigate the holes. And it looks like a familiar friend is waiting
waiting
for
for
you.
you on the pier,
Is it our
on the
bud?
top tier, I should say.
Yeah, I was like that pier looks
It's
like
a
hill.
certain blue cat,
I like him.
or is it?
Oh, in disguise. It's
Maybe it's a dog disguised as a cat,
Maybe
as
it's a cat with
suggested,
a
as his name
dog's name.
suggests.
yeah. That's fair.
Fascinating. What a conspiracy theory.
Amazing. I love it. I love a conspiracy theory, and I also love a break, and I think it's a good time to have one.
It is
It's a
definitely
good time.
And we're back from the break.
You guys both
And I had a
drink your-
beverage.
You guys both drink your water in the same way, like you both tilted your head back exactly the same. And I just saw like this like parallel on my screen. It was hilarious.
That's so funny.
I wish I'd
I
taken
wish-
a
It's,
screenshot.
it's because
I know,
of
right?
the tooth.
That's right. The tooth connection.
Oh.
Yes. Have we ever disclosed that on the podcast?
I
Our
don't think
special
you've
tooth connection.
ever talked about your matching teeth situation.
We have matching
Podcast.
teeth.
We have matching tooths. There's a teeth. We both
Pearly
have
whites.
a canine tooth. That's a baby tooth
It's a wee babe.
because the adult tooth never came in.
Nope, it's hiding in the top of my mouth.
It's someplace in, my yeah, in the roof
Someplace
of my
in your
mouth.
face.
It might be up here. It might be over here. Just kidding. It's
Sarah's
probably
pointing to her forehead.
I'm
she's
pretty
pointing
sure
to her
I've
cheeks,
seen it
she's
in an
pointing to her
X-ray.
nose.
Like, yeah,
It's not in my nose.
it's a little baby tooth.
Little baby teeth.
My other canine tooth has a weird little extra notch on it on the back.
Whoa.
like I don't know how to explain it, other than
I can literally
Picture,
hear
like-
you feeling it around with your tongue in your mouth right now.
it's like it's another point behind the point, but it's only like it's like maybe a half a millimeter big. It's just like a little point.
Do you use it to like for special biting effects? Do
It
you
has
use it to cut
it has
string?
zero use. I
Okay.
can't. I mean, it does nothing.
It doesn't give you special powers.
No, but I had it on my baby tooth, and it always bothered me on my baby tooth. So I was so looking forward to getting my grown-up teeth for that. Well, good thing that it was at least that tooth, that canine
Sure.
that came out, because I've
Otherwise
been
you would
so
never know.
mad if my baby was the left one. But then the new one came in, and then and I wouldn't have known until it finally all the way came
Right.
in, because it's the littlest baby piece.
Little It makes
yeah.
me think of when you
I
hear
don't know
about
what
like
that's all about.
bird beaks having little like teethy kind of nodes on them sometimes. It's like a bird beak tooth with a little bloop.
Yeah. It's
The
like
little
a little extra. Yeah, a
beak
little
tooth
extra.
that chickens peck out of the shell with. Is that
It's
a
like it
thing?
really wanted to be a molar, but it couldn't figure out how to do it. So it made like a little extra spike.
You guys are just making me like want to feel all of my teeth right now. Are these normal? Are these are? I think these
Investigating
are all.
teeths.
These are adult teeth. I think. No, I think they're all.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
It's not hard for Rara and I to find things in common, but when there's especially peculiar things that we have in common, I like to attribute it to the matching tooth.
That makes sense. I mean, obviously, tooth twins. That's the way it goes. Those are the rules. Speaking of rules, do we have any announcements? Announcements are like
No rules, just right.
Speaking of rules, what do we have to announce?
Yeah. It's a rule. We must announce them.
Well, I feel like we can just remind everyone that we have a delightful Discord and a delightful Patreon.
It is a delightful TM.
Doubly
Those are
delightful.
Sometimes on our
true.
Patreon, you can get some free stuff. Sometimes on our Patreon, you can eventually get free things in the mail.
Yay!
And you can look at all of that on our Patreon at patreon.com/thepocketpod.
Speaking of, we do need to discuss that after the podcast. The free
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah,
we're working on.
on the mailings very soon.
Yay.
We already have something.
Yes.
Believe it or not, something exists, and it might
I
be
think we
mailed
have
one
two
day.
somethings, because one something is a special something, right? Part of a larger scheme that we're doing of things that we acquired using our very specific set of skills that one morning at 9 a.m., not 7 a.m.
Oh, that's a whole
Am I giving
other.
enough-
That's a
am I
whole
giving
other
enough clues
scheme.
yet?
That is a scheme separate from the.
Correct. That's
From
what, but
the-
I'm saying there's
We
another.
have, we have two somethings.
Schemings. The schemings are coming together. That's how exciting it is. We're very excited about it. But we also have, don't forget Discord. You can request an invite any place on the social medias by shouting out to via DM to the Pocket Pod and ask for an invite to the Discord, and we will send that to you.
Yeah,
We sure will.
Or by going to sending an email to thepocketpod@gmail.com.
Yep, that's the right one.
That is the right. That is the one. That's the one.
And we love getting emails. Sometimes we respond quickly. Sometimes we do not. It is what it is. It's a crapshoot.
It's true. It's
Be
true.
patient and kind.
Yeah,
We'll be
but
back.
send emails because we love hearing from you.
Yeah.
We do.
That too.
Indeed. And something
Indubitably,
I would like to hear.
as I'd like to say.
I would like to share a tip and trick with you guys. Do we have a theme song for tips and
Oh,
tricks?
we are doing tips and tricks now, and now
I
I'm
thought
so
we were doing dream
confused.
streets.
Oh,
We can
I
do
thought
tip,
we were doing
we can do the
dream
tip and
streets
trick first. That's fine.
Oh, tips and tricks. Dream streets.
Tips and tricks.
It's your episode, Rar.
Whatever you
You
want, Sarah.
pick. You make the
I
call.
wrote them down wrong. But yes, tips and tricks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tips and tricks.
Tips.
Oh,
Tricks,
tips,
tips, and
tips and tricks. Tips.
Money for nothing, tips and
And
tricks for
That's
free.
the one. Yes.
I'm still not sold on that one, but it's good enough.
I enjoy it. So it's 2 out of 3. But
It's true.
my tip and trick
I'm
is
outranked.
if no, your opinion still matters. But we will talk about it anyway.
Veto.
And so vetoed. So my tip and trick is if you have more than one villager on your island that is a resident that you control,
That most
and you
many
know-
people do at this point.
many people
I would
do.
guess.
That of course you can only get one set of full reaping rocks. The gold and the
Yeah,
clay
reaping
and
rocks.
The six
stone.
rocks. Yeah.
The clangers.
Yes, the clangers.
Yes,
you
the
can do
clingies. Yep.
clangers fully with one resident, but you can still use your other residents to get the money rock. They can still hit, and one of them will be a money rock. And because one of them is a money rock, one of the other rocks that was the money rock for the other character will be a rock that gives you clay and stone and iron. So there you go. So your secondary characters can. Yes.
2 out of 6 rocks are still viable for other residents on your island.
Which I didn't realize
never
until
knew
my
that.
mom said that to me. I was like, oh, I never even
Wait,
thought to check.
Wait, 2 out of 6? What do you mean?
Because the rock that gave money will give you regular resources.
Yeah.
And then one of the 6 rocks will still be a money rock for you.
And that's for the secondary
Yes.
resident.
Assuming
Or
that-
what about the tertiary?
I presume, I don't have a third resident, so I don't know, but I presume that they will also have that same result. That they can.
Interesting.
Leash, as someone with 4 residents on your island, I'm curious.
I need to. That's so much work logging in and out.
Oh, trust me.
Do you know me?
Get back to us in like 12 months. Take your time.
Come to think of it, maybe it won't work for the other residents because it's just because the one rock is a money rock that you can.
But
that your
why
second
wouldn't
resident-
then that money rock become a clay rock for the other one, and then there'd be another
That's a good
money
question.
rock
Maybe.
for the
Well,
other
you definitely
one?
should get. I think they would be owed another money rock at the very least.
Yeah.
The question is, would it?
I
give
bet
you
it's
more?
2 for every resident,
Ooh.
6 for the first one.
Oh, right. I like this. I like this theme. This
Until
theory.
someone proves me otherwise. If anyone listening, because Leash is not going to
so
do
you're
it.
saying so you're saying that the secondary resident couldn't get stuff out of the rocks that were already claimed by the first resident, except for the first one and a second one. Except for the first one that was once gold, that was twice
Correct.
gold,
and then
which
you
was
are
money.
any of them can be the money
and then
rock.
one of the other one would be a money rock.
The bell rock, if you
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes.
What happens
Yes.
if that person busts it open, though? Do you still get a resource?
Oh, if you destroy the rock?
Yeah.
If you destroy all the theoretically you could destroy all the rocks and then your other characters would be out of luck for anything.
I've never had that happen. I don't know what that's like.
Yes. That is something
You're
unfamiliar
very,
to you as
you're
someone
very
who has
strong
played with-
residents eating fruit
Yes.
and then clinging rocks. Never heard of that problem before.
Oh,
Must be
baby.
nice. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. Does Lion Cake still play?
Lion Cake hasn't played in a while since I've moved it to mine, but he wants to play. He just
Oh.
gets distracted by the other one and Super Smash Brothers, and he just got Cuphead, and
Feed.
He'll be
He's-
busy.
he's a little busy with other
Man,
things.
Cuphead is a very challenging game, I've got to say. It's very exciting.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
It is very, very hard.
I have not bought it because it looks like I can't handle it.
It's very cute, though.
the
It's
best
so
animation.
cute.
Adorable. It's like, what is it
Lion-
called? Rubber band animation style?
Hey there, Pocket Pod.
Where you go what you play when things get odd.
Since we're talking about games, let's just jump right in and talk
Yeah,
about
let's
games.
do it. Let's talk about it. Tell us.
So, Lion Cake and producer Jack defeated the potato / crying onion / carrot,
Yes.
As you do.
and they. Oh, I have to tell you this cute story. So,
Please do.
the reason that Lion Cake got Cuphead was because he was having a very hard time with his virtual Zoom lately. He's been very upset to get on, and it's just very it's hard for him because he's really, really bored. And then he also he's just he's Lion Cake, so he's got his own little stuff going on, and it's just hard. So producer Jack said, hey, I'm going to make a little checklist, and every day that you go to Zoom and you try your very best and no complaining and just do your stuff on Friday, I'll get you Cuphead.
Oh.
Because he's been excited about Cuphead. He watched because he watches all the playthroughs. So
Yeah.
he's very familiar with all the levels. He knows exactly what you're supposed to do for each of them.
That's a great way
Wow.
of preparing. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
that makes sense.
amazing.
So that was his reward for last week. So on Friday morning, in the morning the morning chat with the teacher and his friends and stuff in school, when they just chat, she asked how he was they asked how you're feeling or whatever, and he was very excited to share that he's like, I'm very excited because today my dad said that I could have Cuphead, and when I get Cuphead, it's the best game ever, and it's super hard, and I can't wait to play it. And there's 2 different types of levels. There's one where it's just a big boss level and you just have to shoot them, and then there's the other one. It's called a running gun, and I'm like, oh god, please stop saying running gun.
Oh, that's just what it's called.
I
get it.
know, and I'm like,
Scary. Sure.
Certain words are not welcome in
walk it
schools.
back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
and he was just so excited. He's like, you just have to run as fast as you can and shoot all the characters and
jeez.
keep going. And
Oh.
I was like, make sure that they know that it's a cartoon.
Yeah. Oh.
It's just it's a happy little cup-headed guy.
I think, and also I think you're shooting like water or something. Is that what Cuphead is?
You're shooting from your finger.
That's
too.
right.
I think it's
bing.
probably milk. I think Desmond
right,
says
that
it's
makes
milk
sense.
because he's a little cup.
Yeah. Cupheaded.
And
Mugman.
then his friend is named Mughead, or
Mugman?
Mughead,
Mugman.
Mugman.
It's like Math Man, but Mugman.
Yeah. And he was just super excited. And then like some of his friends were saying that they had Cuphead. And I was like, Magnus has Cuphead and blah, blah, blah has Cuphead. I was like, see, you wouldn't have known this if you didn't speak up and like be engaged in your class and know like, your other friends. But it was very cute because he was so excited. And then on Monday morning, his teacher asked him how his new game was.
Yeah.
He was so excited to share.
So sweet.
She remembered that it was very important to him. Oh, he wouldn't shut up about it. And then she's like, okay, this is great, Desmond. Thank you for sharing. We're going to move on now. And he just kept... It's very cute.
That is the best. And what a
Open the
sweet
floodgates.
teacher.
Can't bring it back in.
You give Desmond a topic he's interested in, and you cannot shut him up.
I love
great,
it. That's
though.
the best.
Yeah.
Yes. That's amazing.
So anyway, he's defeated one running gun level, and he's defeated the onion carrot potato. And I think he's working on the dual frogs in the casino at the moment.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. I remember. Boy, oh, boy.
Sure.
So those are still parts that I'm familiar with. And then it got to a point where Sarah did not play anymore because it was very, very hard. I mean, I guess
much, man.
Go back. Maybe. We'll see. It's definitely exciting. It's exciting. I'm excited.
I was impressed at how far he got in like a lot of these levels. Like, so to be fair, like the running gun level, Little Lion Cake probably made it about 60% of the way before his little character like couldn't make it anymore, and then producer Jack had to finish the level because they played together.
Oh yeah.
Joelle, you only have like
useless.
three. You only have like 3 lives before you die, and like your friend can like bring you back to life, but you only have 1 life left.
Okay.
And like these things are like coming at you like hardcore, like it's aggressive.
I'd be out on sight.
And apparently it's not like the same every time. It's like it vary, like the characters vary, like where they spawn from various times. So it's not like you can time it in a certain way that you would know that this is how to learn from it in a certain way. So I was very impressed at how far he got. Actually,
That's amazing. Yeah.
He has a tendency to try to run, but like leave the other character in the dust. So like he's like way far in the front, and then he can't see the evil characters coming to hit him, and then no one can save him because he's so far away. Like he's like, why didn't you save me? I'm like, because I'm way over here and you're over there.
The strategy got a little lost along the way. Yeah.
Well, those are things you learn. You learn from playing more and being patient with yourself.
Yes.
And waiting for your friend to come and catch up so you can fight together. Oh,
no, and like so producer Jack and Lion Cake were playing together, and I'm like kind of like giving commentary. I'm like, now Lion Cake, you need to make sure that you're over here now because you only have 1 life left, and you need to make sure you stay close to Daddy, like so he can help you.
That's right. You can tag your little ghost and let you come back.
Yeah. He's like, Pewy, Dad, Pewy.
Pewy
jump.
Parry.
Yeah. Because that's what the jump is called, a parry jump.
Wow.
It's like a double jump. You have to press BB twice to do that.
Nice.
Parry jump. You have to parry.
I guess you only learn those terms if you watch a lot of these videos, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I think it tells you in the
it does. Okay.
the tutorial. He made me do the tutorial. He stopped the game and made me go back to the tutorial so I could learn.
Oh, he was teaching. Wow, he really wanted you to understand.
Gotta go through the mechanics first, Mom. You can't just play.
And I still have trouble with it. I mean, he's way better at like parrying, but he also another component of this game is like anything pink you can parry.
Oh, to use it for
and you get like an item or you get a card where you can do like a super blast move, or like you get rewarded for it. But it also like some of the things, like if you don't properly parry, it will injure you. So
no.
I'm like, only go for it if you need to get a coin or you get something out of it immediately. Like don't just anything pink jump at the Lion Cake, because he's injured himself more times trying to get the thing that you don't need than actually just going and finishing the game. Like keep going forward, don't worry about the pink thing. So anyway, it's very fun to watch. I'm entertained. I'm not very good at it, but I keep giving it a try. I think that if producer Jack and I played, it would be a lot easier than playing with
for sure.
a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Say.
I get it. Well, because he's excited, and like you said, he's rushing forward to the end of the screen.
Yeah.
I wonder, is Castle Crashers available on Switch? Because I feel like that is something that might be a good, if you like that kind of like moving forward action fighting things. It's like a bit of a, it's that a brawler kind of? It's a very fun game.
Tell me about that game.
Castle Crashers is by this behemoth who made, what else did they make? They made Battle Block Theater, but Castle Crashers was
I remember watching
Alien
that
Hominid.
at your house.
Yeah.
And I think Turkey Boy Alex used to play that as well.
Indeed. I know he did for sure. Because I think we all might have played it together.
Possibly. Yes, that sounds right.
So it's a very, the graphics of the game are very fun and colorful. You play as little knights that have to go forth and try rescuing. It's the old classic trope of rescuing the princess, but they kind of make it a little goofy. It's just, you're fighting through all these ridiculous things. I think at one point you're riding a deer that has explosive diarrhea.
Ooh, I think
so
that would be right up Blind Cake's alley.
Right.
Very friendly to my nephews then too. Yeah.
Yes, it's there's a lot of like really goofy, silly things, and I think one of them is you're being chased by like a giant cat that's like crawling its way forward and keep going fast. That might be the one with the deer actually that you're riding, but it kind of makes me think of that collaborating with another player. But it's fun for playing with multiple people. I wonder if you can play with 4 people on the Switch at the same time. I don't even know if it's on the Switch. I should probably look into this before I recommend it.
You're recommending.
I'm totally recommending it. It might not be available.
With Castle Crashers, eh?
It's Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers.
It's an old game. It's from several years ago, probably maybe 10 years ago. But
Is it for the Wii U or something? Or
no. I mean, they've re-released things a lot. So like, I think it was just celebrating its anniversary. But Joelle, you have been playing some games that I very enjoy enjoy.
I've just been continuing to play Cozy Grove. It is just, it's addicting. It's addicting.
Cozy Grove.
Nice.
As you keep playing, it like reveals more of like the little island and more of the little spirit bears, and
oh my goodness,
you get more
Spirit
activities to collect stuff, and it's just a cute, simple little thing. It's
bears.
again very similar to Animal Crossing, where like you're collecting resources, crafting things, digging things out of holes in the ground.
You do a bit of like the cataloging, as in like kind of donating things to Blathers. And in fact, it's another bird.
Wait,
It's a bird
Blathers
bear.
is there? Oh,
Well,
No.
yeah, it's like a seagull. It's a
spirit,
Captain
yes.
Seagull guy.
Bilby. Oh,
I couldn't tell you any of their names.
That's
That's the one thing. Like the names did not stick because they're such complicated little names. Like it's not like it's just like Merengue. It's like Mr. Bill Smithers McGee. Like it's like 4 names.
Bill Weathers Sea Snout.
Right?
Is
Like,
that what his name is? It's something like that.
It's
and
just too much. I can't remember any of their names.
yeah, they're whimsical names, but they're difficult to remember. It's definitely not the.
I
simplicity of
appreciate the
Red and
creativity,
Tom Nook.
but it's not going to stick.
No, but it's still fun.
It's no
I don't
Tom
like-
Nook.
But it's another game that it rewards you for playing daily, but in smaller, like a small chunk instead of you can't play for hours upon hours.
When I first played, I thought it was like 30 minutes and you're done. I'm noticing like some of these activities, they take a little while, and you have to craft things that take an hour to craft. So like you kind of play for like 20 minutes, half an hour, go away, come back a couple hours later, finish those tasks that you had to wait to craft.
Which
like
is cool.
It's so it gives you like a little bit more extra play throughout the day if you want, or whatever.
Yeah.
You could also just, run around and catch fish and dig things up out of the ground for like a couple hours without even like realizing you've spent 2 hours doing it.
and Joe likes catching fish now.
I like catching fish in this game. It is easier than any game I've ever played.
Yes. That is true. It's not the challenge of Stardew Valley, that's for sure.
And the vibration
And the
is so profound, no matter what size the fish, that like you don't miss it. Like I can just hold it with one hand and be like, oh, okay, time to catch the fish. I don't have to look down at all. Super easy. Yeah.
With your eyes closed, you could do it.
I could play that one part of the game with my eyes closed. Yeah.
That's one part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Cozy Grove too. It's pretty fun. It's a nice little sidetrack from an Animal Crossing game. Similar in cuteness.
Yeah. It's definitely cute. It's simple in its own way, but has layers. It's fun.
Like an onion.
Like an onion or an ogre. It's true.
Oh, yes. Very sweet. Now, I think, is that any other games that we want to talk about? I think that's pretty
No,
sweet.
that's a perfect place to end the episode, I think. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. We can end the episode here then.
It's an hour.
Oh, yeah,
We're
sure.
at
It
an
is
hour.
a perfect place. Oh,
We
my
did
goodness.
it. Unless you really
Nice.
wanted to keep it going.
Oh,
but
that's
I'm
fine.
good.
Let's give
No,
it a little break.
anything we were going to talk about, we could talk about another time.
That's right.
We'll
Save
see
it
you
for
there. Or
another
you
day.
see you in another time.
Yes. Guys, thanks for joining us for this episode of Pocket Pod.
Oh,
We're glad you could come along on this journey with you two fun hosts with the
Aw.
most.
fun host.
And also a special shout out to our producer,
Yeah.
Jack Quaid Blank of Monkey Cat Studios, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We hope you have a great week
Yeah.
and enjoy your Animal Crossing or whatever you're playing. And
Or
until next
whatever
time.
you're playing, even if it's Cuphead. Cuphead.
Yep, even if it's Cuppy Grove. Yep.
Cuppy Grove.
Crashers.
Whoa.
Cuppy Grove Crashers.
Cuppy Cat Grove. Oh.